So now we start to dig into the world of regular expressions. First of all, we're going to look at what a meta character is. What is a meta character? It is a character in a programming language that is interpreted by the programming language to have a specific meaning that is not the meaning of the character itself. It's normally a simple character, and it gets interpreted by the programming language as opposed to just being what it is. A very simple example is the use in XML and HTML of the less than and greater than characters. And in Oracle SQL, we've seen in the past course and earlier on in this course, we use the percentage and the underscore characters for pattern matches in the like operator to match strings, where percentage finds 0, 1 or more characters in a string, and an underscore finds a single character only in a specific position in a string. And what is all this? Well, this is what is known as the POSIX standard meta characters for regular expressions in Oracle SQL. What does that mean, you might ask? One way to find out is to Google it and say, what is POSIX? In fact, it would help. Portable Operating System Interface. It's a family of standards actually generally used in Linux and Unix. Portable Operating System Interface. Let's just type this in properly. I typed it too fast. And let's just put Linux in there and on Wikipedia. Apologies to anyone who doesn't like Wikipedia, but I find it very useful for technical details. And let's see what comes up. An acronym for Portable Operating System Interface, a family of standards specified by some organization that allows for compatibility between operating systems. So a language like Perl is a language that's compatible between operating systems because it uses standards like this. It's a standard that is in some ways platform independent. So you can have any operating system, any programming language, and so on and so forth. So going back to here, as it says, Operating System Interface for Unix. So what do all these things do? Well, we'll see in examples shortly, but an asterisk says it looks for lots of characters. It's a little bit like, or actually exactly the same as the percentage sign in Oracle SQL. And then we've got a dot that matches any characters. And then a question mark, 0 or 1, a plus sign, 1 or more. The pipe command specifies an or, the beginning of a line, the end of a line. The backslash is an escape character which allows you to force the character following it to be interpreted literally. So if you wanted to interpret a literal $, you didn't want it to make it think that it was the end of the line of the string, it would be interpreted literally. This declares a list of items. This is a parenthesized section executed as an expression. We've seen this in SQL and examples prior. Basically, the thing inside the round brackets gets executed before the things outside the round brackets. This matches a certain number of times. This matches at least a certain number of times. This matches p times and no more than q, and so on. It gets very complicated. We don't really want to go into too much detail. And also, in Oracle SQL, we are allowed to use meta characters that are used in Perl. Platform independence. Obviously, if you've worked with Perl, you'll understand what a lot of these things are, but it's very straightforward. Matches a single digit, D for digit. Matches a non-digit character, capital D. Matches a word. Matches a character that is not a word, a single white space. Matches anything but a white space character. And so on and so forth. There's an innumerable combination or number of combinations of different things. We don't need to get into the details. What we're trying to do is introduce you to regular expressions in Oracle SQL. Searching strings for patterns, pattern matching strings, or pattern matching in strings. So let's take a little step back and go back to XML and HTML. XML and HTML use meta characters, the less than and the greater than sign, to allow for interpretation of the other values in an XML file. Let's go and have a look at it. And here's an XML file I brought up on the screen. What it's showing you is a structure here that I'm executing by clicking the plus and minus signs inside this file. But what's happening is that XML is using characters like this, and this, and this, and this to allow the browser, in this case Firefox, to interpret this data as having this structure. Region within demographics, name as part of region, population, area, country. This is basically a file of demographics data. HTML does the same thing, and basically what these things are called, they're tags. They're called tags in HTML, XML. They're reinterpreted based on the fact that they're enclosed by these characters. There's a lot of other programming languages that use and reserve specific characters and strings and words and so on and so forth. And there's a lot more that gets interpreted by XML and HTML, of course. But this is simplicity. We don't want to get too complicated.